Welcome back to the Taking You Back podcast for the Midnight Evil Podcasting Network here. Don't worry, we got more Midnight Evil coming up soon, guys. I'm your host, Headbrush, joined by Emily as always. Thank you for being here, Emily.
Anytime.
We'll be here to celebrate our 420 double feature. And this is the second part, guys, and we are celebrating with the only movie you could ever properly celebrate 420 with, and that's Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke. I mean, if you're going to celebrate 420, it's got to be Cheech and Chong, right?
You've got to watch at least one Cheech and Chong movie.
To do it properly, you do. I mean, I don't even think anything else could properly justify a 420 movie. Maybe Freddy Got Fingered.
But there's some great...
maybe Pineapple Express.
Yeah, I was going to say, Pineapple Express is definitely up there on my stoner comedies.
But it's not Cheech and Chong. It's not Up in Smoke.
No.
So much goodness here, guys. So we're going to talk about Cheech and Chong. We're going to talk about Up in Smoke today. Let's get some social media plugs out of the way. You can find us at Midnight Evil Pod, P-O-D, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can find us on Anchor, anchor.fm/Midnight Evil Podcast. You can find us on Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn, Google, YouTube, Facebook. You can find us wherever you find your favorite podcast. Just get out there, take a look. You'll find us. And when you do find us, feel free to share us, tell your friends, send us some questions. Let us know what the pee tastes like. We're working on that. We're working on smoothies. We're getting this all banged out. I know I'm ranting and raving, but like I said, we're here to celebrate 420. Some of this isn't going to make sense. That's just how it happens. Well, we got some news stories first, and the first one, Kevin Smith made another movie. Kevin Smith to sell a horror movie. Kilroy was here as NFT, and he launches Jay and Silent Bob's crypto studio. Kevin Smith made another horror movie. And this one is Kilroy Was Here. So Kevin Smith made a horror movie. Kilroy is here. Kilroy, you said, was the old cartoons back in World War II. Is that right, you said?
I thought it was like this little graffiti drawing on... I don't know. I'm not sure on all of the
I believe you're right, from what I read.
I also know Kilroy is mentioned in the song Mr. Roboto by Styx.
Okay, great song.
Right at the very end.
I believe you, like you said, it is.
I think it has something to do with World War II.
And the old graffiti. I believe I read that somewhere. But he's selling an NTF or NFT. I'm not even sure what that means. I'm not going to try to explain it. He's selling it to somebody. Whatever they do with it, we'll find out. But I wish he'd stop making. I'm sorry, horror movies. I just want to see Clerks 3, Mallrats 2. I want to see who we know, who we love. Give me more Jay and Silent Bob. Give me something. I don't want to watch this Kilroy Was Here. I'll watch it.
I'll watch it for sure.
But it's not what I'm excited for. I'm sorry. I didn't watch Tusk or Red State or.
I haven't seen those.
I want to see the View Askew universe. I don't want to see the horror movies. I'm sorry.
I haven't seen them, not because I don't want to see them, just because I
don't want to see them
yet. I'd watch them most definitely.
I don't want to see his and Johnny Depp's daughters in horror movies. I just want to watch Randall and Dante get in fist in trouble.
I mean, you can't even say that Clerks isn't a cult classic. Those movies are incredible.
Clerks 2 may be one of my favorite movies of all time.
I can't really say which one I like better, Clerks 1 or 2, because they're both so good in different ways.
I love them both, but Clerks 2 is my favorite.
I love the feel of Clerks more than I like the feel of Clerks 2.
I love them both. But I think I'm drawing the line in the sand. I like Clerks 2 better than I like Clerks 1.
I don't know.
I got it.
Clerks 1, I don't even have the word for how it feels.
Fantastic.
I don't have the vocabulary.
It's not that I don't like Clerks. The first one is phenomenal, but the second one, I just like it so much better.
The second one, I feel, is lighter than the first one. The first one is very existential.
Yes.
The second one they're having a little bit more fun now.
Yeah. And
they're both really good.
They're both fantastic movies. And I know somewhere on the calendar, if we get back on schedule here, caught up, which we are trying to do, guys. We're trying. Emily's between 2 jobs. We're the only one here. We're trying to work on replacing people, get guest hosts, get people to come back. Yeah. Different sleep schedules, different work schedules. We're catching up when we can. We got you 2 last week. We're gonna get you 2 this week, at least 2. As Freddie got fingered, and now we have Up in Smoke. And hopefully last week you joined us for Here Comes Peter Cottontail, as well as
Little Monsters.
Little Monsters. Yeah. So one movie that children loved, and then another movie that involved people loving children. But we're gonna not talk about that. But anyway, yeah. We got some news stories. We talked about Kevin Smith, but you know what else is going on in the news these days? Amazon has gone crazy.
I'll let you introduce the story.
Amazon's The Lord of the Rings TV series is going to cost $465 million for the first season. Amazon has lost their fucking minds.
I was a fan of Lord of the Rings. I was a fan of The Hobbit.
I am not going to watch the show.
I will give it a watch. I'm not going to sit here and say I will watch it. I would give it a watch.
This better not make my Prime subscription go up, because I don't want to see this piece of crap.
Why would I make your Prime subscription
Because they're wasting $500 million on one season.
Well, I'd like to see what they're doing. This is why I want to watch the show, because for that amount of money, it better look fucking stunning.
I don't want to watch another 10 to 20 hours of people walking.
It's more than that. You watch Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is how many hours of people walking?
But there's dragons.
Okay, well, there's cool shit in Lord of the Rings, too. Got motherfucking wizards and shit. Got tree people.
They're not getting murdered, are they?
Well, people die. There's war. There's war.
They probably die a lot more cleaner, though. Plus, wasn't the Hobbit's gay?
Alright, what?
I mean, Clerks 2, he said something about Frodo sucking the guy's cock.
Okay, that never actually happened. It's just...
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
They're friends, okay? They went through a journey together to save the fucking world.
Part of the Lord of the Rings series, franchise, whatever you want to call it, that I saw was the old Hobbit movie, like the old cartoon one.
I don't think I saw that, and if I did, it was when I was a kid.
That's the only part I've seen of the universe franchise.
So you haven't even seen the other Hobbit movies, the trilogy that came out? Those were good. I really enjoyed those, honestly.
Never watched those. I never watched Lord of the Rings. I never plan to. Unless you are one of our other guest hosts or co-hosts, if we get new ones. Pick it, then I'll have to watch it. But in that case, you guys bring it on yourself. Because I don't think I'm going to like it. Giving y'all a heads up.
Well,
I can't do Lord of the Rings.
That's fine. I don't like some movies that you like. So.
Yeah, you hate classics like Poltergeist, Toxic Avenger.
We never even finished watching Toxic Avenger.
Poltergeist, you're not a fan of, though.
I never said I hated Toxic Avenger.
Okay, that's true. But Poltergeist,
I was not a big fan of.
The Greasy Strangler.
I fucking hate that movie.
She hates one of the greatest movies of all time.
I never want to see that again.
I so want to pick it.
I wish I could go back in time and not watch that movie.
Guys,
I wish I could erase that movie
she
from
is
my
a
memory.
bullshit artist. She loved it when we watched it.
No.
You
think I loved it because you were cracking jokes the whole time.
She's a Rudy Tooty disco cutie. She's not a bullshit artist.
I don't even understand the ending, first off. You really want to talk about that movie? Explain the ending to me. If you can tell me what happened in that ending, what actually happened, what was real.
We're not here to talk about the Greasy Strangler.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't have my notes. I'm not prepared. Counselor. You need to make opening statements. You want me to go into deliberation? What the hell kind of crap is this? You hear this, guys? Jeez. We're here to talk about Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
We're going up in smoke.
The movie, we can both agree, is
I think we were talking about The Lord of the Rings and how much we don't want to see the TV show.
Yeah, and how much Amazon is spending on it.
Emily, will you watch the Lord of the Rings TV show?
I'll give it a watch. I'll at least watch the first episode and see what it's like.
This will be the largest, most costly television show of all time, I think. Is what they're saying.
Yeah, I mean,
here's the thing, I have no doubt it will be visually stunning and beautiful and...
Well, They're doing it in New Zealand, where they
It's
did
just
the Lord of the Rings movies.
the story I don't care for. I mean, you know what this guys? I don't like green screen movies. I don't like CGI. And
Well, I
that's
mean,
all those movies are. Star Trek,
well, those movies also came
Avatar,
out what
Star
year?
Wars, Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, Harry Potter. They're all just green screen movies. I can't stand that. I love comic book movies. Most comic book movies I think suck. Because they're all just CGI green screen movies.
Well,
there's no doubt the old Planet of the Apes are way better than the new Planet of the Apes.
wait, what?
Like the old Planet of the Apes when they all wear rubber masks and practical effects.
You said the new ones are better?
No. The old ones, I said, are way better. Everybody knows this.
I
The new ones are great, but the old ones are better.
Planet of the Apes is one of those things where it's like there's so many different movies, and I don't know which one I like best.
The first one.
There are like
68.
Which one?
Charlton Heston, 1968. Damn Dirty Apes.
Yeah, that one was like the classic
It's
one.
definitely
That's the one I think of when I think of.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. And Rodden
Or
McDowell.
I think about the who was it? Was it Tim Burton?
2001.
Did he do one of those?
Yeah, with Mark Wahlberg. Michael Clark Duncan. Yeah, Mark Wahlberg was
I
the
haven't
star
seen
of
that one in a while, but
It's Mark Wahlberg and like a monkey, like a physical chimpanzee or something that go into the capsule, the spaceship thing, whatever. Yeah. We started talking about Planet of the Apes.
I think we were talking about CGI.
We were talking about Lord of the Rings.
Well, when did those movies come out?
I have
Think
no
about
idea.
like.
Oh, Planet of the Apes?
No, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, I don't know. I don't care. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, they could have come out in a. Damn.
Sorry.
You know, I feel like there was a period of time there where CGI was very popular. I feel like it
Not
still
with
is
me.
popular.
It is.
I mean, with audiences
Personal
across the board. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm hoping if they had this huge budget, they'll do something with it. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. When I think CGI, I just think it's less personal. I miss the special effects, I guess. But yeah, Emily will be watching Lord of the Rings. I won't be checking it out. Still haven't seen the movies. Maybe one of these days she'll get me to watch them. We'll see, guys. Stick around, find out.
Lord of the Rings is not for everybody. I mean, if you're not like
Definitely not.
It's like if you're not into Star Wars.
I'm not.
You know, like I'm not saying the same thing, but it's one of those series that like you have to be invested in.
I can't do it. It's too much work.
It's got to be something that you want to sit down and watch. If you're not going to enjoy it, then there's no sense in watching it.
I'm not going to enjoy it, so I'm not going to watch it. But speaking of things we got to sit down and watch, monstrous Godzilla vs. Kong passes a worldwide box office total right now of Godzilla King of Monsters. Godzilla vs. Kong is cleaning house at the box office right now. Kicking ass, taking names, chewing bubblegum. It's really nothing really can compete with it. I think they said globally it sits at 390 million right now. We went and saw the movie opening night, Starlight Drive-In, first car in line, by the way. We kept that spot prominently. We're the first ones there. And you know what? I think the more I think about it, the less I like the movie. I think we've had this discussion definitely. I think it's a good movie. I think there's elements I don't like, but overall I like the movie. I don't like kids saving the day. I don't
want to say many things about it because I don't know if it's like if I've waited long enough to like give spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
How long has the movie been out for? It's been a couple weeks. Right?
A couple weeks. So spoiler alert, we're going to talk about King Kong, guys.
Yeah, if you don't want to hear this, I guess skip ahead a couple minutes.
I don't like kids saving the day.
There were a couple things in that movie that I called.
I don't like Hollow Earth.
I loved it. It
so
was
first
stunning.
You want me to believe...
It was so like beautiful looking at. Like,
first, I have to believe that the world is round. And then I have to believe.
Let's not get into this.
And then I have to believe that in the middle of the Earth is not magma or whatever we've been told since we were kids going to high school and elementary school. I have to believe there's another hollow Earth in the center where you apparently can flip upside down mid gravity.
Is it that hard to believe the government lied to you since you were a child? Think about it. Is it that hard to believe? No offense to you, government, but you're liars, all of you. Is it really that hard to think that the government will lie to us?
She said that. Shoot her.
I don't give a shit. I don't care. The government has been lying to us about how many things.
That's true.
They just admitted UFOs are real.
They did fake the moon landing.
They've been lying for decades.
They faked the moon landing.
They very well could have.
I believe they did.
I
We're not
believe
going to
they
get into
could
that.
have. That's like my favorite conspiracy theory that they faked the moon
And
landing.
Stanley Kubrick filmed it, right?
What?
Stanley Kubrick. He said he filmed it. Later
Oh
years in
yeah,
life,
he did say
he
that,
claimed
didn't
that
he?
he filmed the moon landing. That was fake.
I mean, who knows about that? But
we're talking about Godzilla vs. Kong.
yeah.
Kicking box office ass right now. Some other movies opened up recently. Mortal Kombat has taken in $19 million overseas already. We are definitely going to go see this movie in theaters. It's coming out, I think, this week.
I have not seen, the other ones. I've only played the most recent game.
Emily's only played the most recent game. She's not seen the other movies, but she's a fan.
I am a fan.
I have played some of the newer games, but continually playing hardcore and a lot. The last one I played was probably Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. I played Mortal Kombat versus DC or whatever, and I think I played, what's the newest one, 11 or 10?
I want to say it's 11, but I might be
played
wrong
10
on that,
and 11, I think, a little bit. But
I don't know all the backstory, but
I've seen both movies. I saw Mortal Kombat Legacy, the show. I watched the old Defenders of the Realm kids show back in the day. As a fan of the stuff, I just hate fighting games usually, but the stories are good. The backstories of the characters are great.
I love fighting games.
I love the first movie. Hated the second one. Annihilation was terrible. First movie was great. I mean, Christopher Lambert as Raiden, I'm in. You can't go wrong there. But yeah, it's opening up this week. Can't wait to see it. Another movie I really hope they play at the drive-in over here is that The Unholy, Sam Raimi one. We watched the trailer for it. I showed you.
Yes, we did watch the trailer. Who was that? Who was in that one? It's not
Jeffrey
John
Dean Morgan?
Yeah, that's who it is. That's what I was... Okay.
Yeah.
They look a little bit similar.
It looked fantastic, honestly. It really does look good. It looks... If you haven't seen a trailer yet for The Unholy, look up The Unholy. You can look it up on YouTube, probably. Make sure it's the 2021 one. I don't know if there's another movie called The Unholy, but I'm pretty sure there probably is at some point. So.
Probably. It does look pretty good, though.
Yeah, I would watch the trailer for that. It looks awesome.
It does.
Definitely gotta go see Mortal Kombat. Hopefully we can go see The Unholy.
Yeah, if they play that, I would definitely go see
that. We saw Godzilla Kong. So there is some movies coming out, guys. They're starting to reopen theaters, I think, now. Some of the bigger states, Florida and New York, are starting to open indoor theaters. Midwest, they're starting to open some indoor theaters, too. I think Regal just announced they're reopening. If you're a fan of movies, social distance, wear your mask. But get out there and support these movies. You don't want them to go away.
That's why I like to drive in. You can,
sit
in your own car, in your own space, and enjoy a movie.
Yeah, I love the driving. Can't wait to go back. Hopefully this week to see Mortal Kombat.
I'm hoping they play a lot of new big blockbuster movies.
I'm hoping they start playing classics again.
That would be awesome too.
Leaf, I hope you let me know if there's any other horror movies coming around here at the Warren or the Regals or wherever they are. Hopefully the driving will play some. Hopefully they play Halloween this year and Candyman.
I don't care where they play Halloween Kills. I'm going to see it.
Candyman as well?
Yeah, Candyman too, for sure. Honestly, Candyman terrified me, the original one, and the new one looks really good.
One of these days, we still promised those bonus episodes for 2 and 3. We'll get to them eventually. We'll get to them before the new one comes out. That I can tell you. Because there's not even a release date for the new one yet. So we'll get to them before the new one comes out, at least. Yeah. We got a couple of months to catch up then. Yeah. And in the meantime, we'll hang out with Pedro. We'll hang out with Ralph. Because Dave's not here. So we're going to hang out with somebody.
Yeah.
But that's all the news stories I got. That last one was from But It's Disgusting. I try to get my news articles from there. You can check out Slash Film also, Deadline. These are the places I usually find my news stories. That's all the news stories I got. So let's jump in, guys. We're here for the 420 double feature. We've been rambling and ranting for a little bit already. Let's get to the main attraction, the main event, the head of the double feature, 420. Guys, we're here to talk about Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke. It was released September 15th, 1978. It's listed as a comedy/stoner movie, so they just know what they're promoting right off the bat. An hour and 26 minutes. It was made for $2 million, and the box office was $104 million. Whew, they cleaned up. They made a shit ton of money on this movie, guys. Oh, I think great.
Man, I remember when I first started smoking weed. I thought to myself, well, I guess it's time to watch some Cheech and Chong.
Oh,
And you know what? I was not disappointed.
listen, I saw
It's
Cheech and Chong before I ever was smoking weed because my parents had all the VHS, and you looked at the covers. That's what we did. We didn't know what any of it meant when we
yeah.
were kids.
Oh yeah.
Popped the movie in, and it was hilarious.
I remember my dad used to have South Park on DVD. I'd be like, kid, elementary school.
Yeah.
Can I watch this? No.
Of course, it's about kids in school. Yeah, but Cheech
Well,
and
I didn't
Chong.
get to watch it, but it's beside the point.
You know what was funny though? Back in the day, I saw Next Movie before I ever saw Up in Smoke, and I saw Next Movie a shit ton of times. I'm pretty sure we had Next Movie on VHS way before we ever had Up in Smoke somehow. And so I grew up on Next Movie, honestly. But Up in Smoke, the first time I saw it was incredible. I was still a kid, and you watch it as a kid, you watch it as an adult, you watch it sober, you watch it stoned, you watch it drunk, you watch it whatever condition you are watching it, whatever age you are watching it, it's still funny. It's just great, great entertainment. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. It was directed by and produced by Lou Adler, written by Cheech Marin, Tommy Chong. Do you remember when you first discovered the movie? What your first thoughts or impressions were?
All right, hold on a second. Let me try and do some math here.
Go ahead. The floor is yours.
I don't know. I was maybe like 14, 15, maybe around that age when I first saw it.
Were you sober?
And, I don't think I was.
That makes sense.
I don't think I was. And I remember watching these movies for the first time. I felt like such a stoner. I really did. Like when I first started smoking.
Were Cheech and Chong the first stoner movies you watched, or no?
I believe they were.
Because I know it's different age. There's more movies out there.
Well, all right. I also kind of associate a movie that's not really a stoner movie with weed, Pulp Fiction, because I watched that the first time I ever.
I thought you were gonna say like Dazed and Confused or.
That I watched sober for the first. Like that, I've only ever seen that movie sober. But yeah, Pineapple Express, of course. For me, Paul is a stoner movie.
Superbad, Paul.
Yeah. Anything Seth Rogen.
Yeah, anything Seth Rogen. Anything Kevin Smith.
Yeah, pretty much.
The View Asking Universe. One of my go-tos on my days off is getting high and watching Mallrats. If you follow the stories or anything, you'll see me just randomly post pictures all the time. It's usually Mallrats, sometimes Clerks too. Yeah. But yeah, Cheech and Chong sometimes gets thrown in there. More so than often. Recently it's been more Up in Smoke for Next Movie. But they're so good. They're both so good. They're all so good. There's been so many Cheech and Chong movies. I think I know I had to be, I don't know, 5 or 6. That was how I saw this movie, honestly. On VHS. I loved it the first time I saw it. I know you're saying 5 or 6. Well, guys, things were different back in the day. First movie I ever saw in theaters was Jason Goes to Hell, okay? And I was a child. I was under 10 years old. And then I saw Power Rangers second. Jason Goes to Hell, then Power Rangers. We had an old movie theater back in Lindenhurst, and they play old movies, and then a couple months after new movies came out, they were playing. It was like $2 a movie back in the day.
Dang, really?
Yeah, Jason Goes to Hell, we saw there. And we go to Comac. There was a big theater in Comac. I'm pretty sure that's where I saw Jason Goes to Hell. And then saw Power Rangers in the smaller theater. I remember seeing old movies there. I'm pretty sure we saw Matilda, Operation Dumbo Drop, Congo, probably Clueless. They shut that theater down. Sadly, the little mom and pop theaters don't last these days because that was a great theater. But yeah, I don't know how I got off topic.
I don't know.
Yeah, it happens. I told you we're celebrating 420, guys. Did you have a favorite character in the movie?
Maybe not favorite character per se, but I like the kind of the bumbling cops. I think they're hilarious. I really do. I think they're so funny. What
about the cop who pulls them over and then gets high from the The fumes is.
That
What do you
was
want?
classic.
Nothing.
Can I get a bite of your hot dog?
Yeah, and how they're just sitting on each other's lap, and the cop does not address it.
He doesn't. It's like he doesn't even notice. Yeah. Because you know what? When you're high, shit like that, it's like it's no big deal.
It's just. I think my favorite character always has been, and always will be in the series, Tommy Chong. I'm sorry. I'm a fan. He does so many good movies. I love that '70s show. I love him on that '70s show. I love him in Color Out of Space.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Loved him in Far Out Man. That was a movie he did by himself, where he was the star of. He's just great in everything he does. Evil Bong, was that his other series?
Was he in that?
Yeah,
I don't think I ever saw the full movie.
I believe he is. There's so many good things. And Cheech, born in East LA. What was the other one? Tin Cup, I think. Shrimp on the Barbie. I think I'm just rambling. I don't think I'm making sense. I think Shrimp on the Barbie was a movie. Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Probably not. Well, that was a good movie too, though. Check that out. Sorry, guys. This is a 420 episode. We're a little lost. Yeah, favorite character, definitely Chong. He was always funnier, I thought. Sorry if that's insulting, Cheech. We know you're listening. We know you're upset.
Damn, it's like you're not. It's like when you're a parent. You're not supposed to pick your favorite kid.
You're not supposed to pick your favorite kid?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have one.
You're
I
not
can pick
supposed
my
to say
favorite.
it.
Once we count pets, then no, I can't say it. They're both listening.
Yeah, you better not.
Yeah, they're both listening. So, did you have a favorite scene in the movie?
I think one of my favorite scenes has got to be, when they Cheech and Chong first meet and they're driving in the car, and Chong pulls out this monster joint. And
First, Cheech pulls out the toothpick one.
Cheech is so high, he's like, "Hey man, am I driving okay? I think we're parked, man."
I think we're parked, man.
I just love that whole scene, and then when the cops come, and Chong's just trying to swallow all the drugs, because some of us have probably been there before, right?
Yeah. What about when the cops knock on the window? You keep on knocking, but you can't come in.
And Cheech is just not even there anymore.
Oh, and Chong's trying to smoke the roach and he swallows it. I've fucking been there. It sucks. I've done that. It's not cool.
I've got ash or whatever in the back of my
throat. I don't sniff Ajax,
sucks.
but I've definitely swallowed a roach. Oh. Just thinking about it. No way, man. Yeah. Huh. My favorite scene. What would my favorite scene have to be? I guess when they perform.
That's a good one.
That was a great scene when they're all there. All the smoke comes in. Everybody calms down, chills out. They start kicking ass, rocking out.
And you know what? If you listen to the song, it's not a bad
good song.
It's a pretty positive
Earache
message.
My Eye.
Yeah.
That's the name of the song. Earache My Eye.
It's about
Alice Bowie, his name? Of the band?
Alice Bowie.
Alice Bowie, Earache My Eye. You can find it on YouTube. Probably on Spotify or whatever. It's out there. It's a great song. They kick ass in that song. That's definitely my favorite part of the movie.
They really did.
Did you like the overall look and feel? I mean, I think it looks pretty clean. It doesn't look like a low-budget 70s movie. I like the cinematography. I like the look.
It does not look... it looks pretty good.
How's it look visually to you?
Visually, I like it. I like the feel of it. It feels like an older movie.
Yeah.
But it does. I don't know. It feels like they didn't try to go too overboard. They tried to make it seem as realistic as
genuine.
It could. Yeah, genuine, exactly.
I think it looks overall awesome. Like you said, they didn't try to go too overboard with it. They didn't put too much money into it where it looks not really believable.
And the stuff that happens to them, it's not totally out there.
Oh, yeah.
That could happen.
The whole movie looks like it could really happen.
Yeah.
Everything. Between the judge drinking on the job and the Vietnam flashbacks. I used to have a boss. I worked at the carnival. It's a true story, guys. I ran away with the carnival when I was 13 years old and didn't come home for 7 years. It's as awesome as it sounds. Strawberry has flashbacks of Nam in the movie. My old boss, we would, go out to the bar or whatever, come home, we'd put some music on. He'd get fucking Nam flashbacks, and they were scary.
That shit
If
happens.
the wrong song came on the radio or something.
Even just a noise.
Yeah.
Like,
For him, it was music and certain songs. And you remember the one that was a big trigger was the animals. We gotta get out of this place. And he would tell stories about how they used to blast it from the helicopters as he was freaking flying on the choppers and shooting people. Yeah, those flashbacks are real, man. I've seen it. I've lived it with him. It's happened many times. Sometimes he'd take out his gun and shoot up the freaking backyard. Never at people or anything. He would shoot the ground, but I mean, you couldn't get him out of those flashbacks when they're there.
It's sad.
Yeah.
We don't take care of veterans in this country.
Yeah. So that part of the movie, people will say maybe that's not realistic. It is.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, I've seen it. So I think this whole movie is very real. I mean, obviously besides the weed van, I don't think that's realistic.
Yeah.
Especially because he lights the van up and it doesn't go on fire. That part I don't see as realistic. But pretty much everything else in the movie I do.
Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe, back then they probably didn't see, tanks being a thing.
Yeah, sure.
Technology, who knows? It could evolve. Maybe we can drive weed cars 20 years from now.
And this movie might have been their first movie, but there was many more to come, by the way. You saw Cheech and Chong's next movie?
Yes.
Pee Wee Herman, Cousin Red, Space Coke. Cheech and Chong's next movie. Hopefully we'll cover that one day. That came out in 1980. 1981 brought us Nice Dreams. You haven't seen that one, right? We watched the trailer. So. The ice cream truck, he said, looked terrifying.
It looked like something out of an actual nightmare.
Things Are Tough All Over. That's kind of like a road trip movie, almost. Still Smoking came out in 83. That's the stand-up one. Amsterdam.
Yeah.
That movie is awesome. I love that movie. 1984 brought us the Precision Brothers, though. That was not...
I remember watching... Sorry, not to get back to... But,
it's okay.
Yeah.
Still Smoking?
I remember watching, Still Smoking when I was younger.
Yeah.
And, when they're in Amsterdam, and they just can, buy weed like that,
yeah.
I remember thinking, that's not real.
Yeah.
And now...
Now you just gotta go to New Mexico.
Now you can just live in a certain... If you live in a certain state, you can just walk around, smoking weed.
You lucky bastards.
That's crazy to me.
New Mexico.
That's,
New
actually,
Jersey.
that kind of thing, blows my mind. I was reading an article where you can, just legally smoke in places you can smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. That's insane.
To me personally, I think they should outlaw cigarettes and legalize marijuana. We're not gonna get into
I didn't realize the laws were like that.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, well, what was it? Next movie they talk about? I think he talks about how selling weed will be a job. So, I believe it's next movie where he talks about that. He talks about he can charge people to roll joints or something. Chong, I think, says that in the car when they're on their way to the movie studio or whatever, because Cheech worked there on the movie set. Yeah. So, Precision Brothers was 84, Get Out of My Room was 85, and then the animated movie was 2013. Cheech and Chong Roasted, actually. There was a Cheech and Chong Roast that aired on TBS in 2008.
Damn.
It wasn't one of the Comedy Central ones, but it was on TBS in 2008. Cheech and Chong worked together for over 10 years in comedy clubs. And then they took all that experience and reworked it into this movie. So Up in Smoke is 10 years worth of skits. They went from the comedy club, I think then they went to records back in the day, because comedy records were a big deal. And they turned it into a movie though, and this was originally going to be a much different movie, is what one of the documentaries I watched on the Blu-ray said. It was really just going to be skits and stuff. They didn't really have a story. And then Chong one day wrote the Up in Smoke song, and they took that and based the movie and changed it around, and originally the title of the movie, the screenplay was written under the title The Adventures of Pedro and the Man, as the original title of the screenplay when they wrote it.
Yeah, I was looking on IMDb. I looked up this movie, and Chong's character is just listed as Man.
The Man, yeah.
He doesn't have a name in the credits.
Anthony Stoner, I think, is his name.
Doesn't his dad call him Anthony in the beginning of the movie?
And the family name is Stoner.
Yeah.
So his name has to be Anthony Stoner. Pedro and Anthony Stoner, I guess. And Pedro says his last name at the part with the cop. I just don't remember it. It said after they exceeded their $1 million budget, the studio refused to provide additional funding. So Lou Adler, the director, used $800,000 of his own money to finish the movie.
Wow.
So he probably made some money back. Probably if you're getting to put all your own money, you definitely had some stock or something in the movie.
Yeah.
To where you get a percentage. So he definitely cleaned up on that, guys. There's so many iconic things in this movie. The Up in Smoke song, Cheech's outfit, the khakis with the yellow crop top.
I love the interior of his car. How it looks like so cool, and the outside just looks like crap.
Next movie though too, when they pimp out the van, they do
the airbrush, nice drawing on the side.
His car looks just as good in this movie. He's got the hat though. He's got the suspenders. The whole relationship started with Chong hitchhiking. Yeah,
because he made fake breasts so he would look like a woman, so people would stop for him.
And it's funny, his hitchhiking, he pulled over because he thought he was a chick. It was funny because I don't know if anybody else realized this. Probably, I know they have by now. His license plate was Muff Diver.
Yes, it was.
And the other car's license plate was Stoner. So many good scenes in this movie. Like you said earlier, am I driving okay? And then the fucking giant joint he has.
I like the scene also where they're outside the Battle of the Bands, and I believe the woman's name is Jade, and she's telling the story of a friend having sex with Chong in the van, and everybody outside thinks that they're actually having sex, and he steps out and they all cheer for him.
Alex was the guy in the story he was telling. Fuck me, Alex.
Yeah.
I didn't know your name was Alex, man.
Everyone's just clapping and cheering.
Yeah. Can you blame him? The man was doing a good work in there, it sounded like.
Yeah.
What other good scenes were there? Oh, when they're in the car, he says, "Take these, man." Oh, don't take those, man.
Take these. What are they? Don't worry.
You just ate the most acid I've ever seen anybody eat.
He immediately starts freaking out. I mean, if someone said that to me, I'd have a full-on panic attack.
I wouldn't. I would just be ready for. I mean, I would pull over. If I was driving, I'd be upset. I think we called somebody out on the podcast. I think I told a story about Easter, and I named names. Well, I was driving with one of my cousins, who shall not be named, unless you listen to the Easter episode. Same person. Anyway, they were driving. We had already taken some acid, and they were like, "Hey, we don't feel nothing." Well, 5 minutes later, all of a sudden, she just looks at me and goes, "It's working," because the sidewalk looks like it's melting, and the street lights are just oozing down. I would not be upset if I took acid. I would be fucking ecstatic because I love taking acid.
Now that I think about it, we watched this movie the first time that I did acid.
Did we?
I did.
Yeah.
And
that's when you thought the cops were outside.
Well, that's because I had looked outside the door, as one does. And I saw an undercover cop car drove by, and that was it for me.
One of our friends left the house, came back, just their underwear.
He left in his underwear. Yeah. Came back in his underwear with a bag of chips.
Eating a bag of chips, and he said he was in Medford or something. I don't remember where he said he was.
I have no.
He was a different town.
Different town.
And he came back with chips, so he must have went somewhere.
Yeah.
It was on Halloween.
Yeah,
Halloween, not 2 years ago. About 6 to 8 of us, maybe. About 6 people, let's say.
There was a couple of us.
And we all did a bunch of acid and watched some movies and turned off the lights, listened to music. Oh, it was great. So yeah, I would not be upset about somebody slipping me acid. I would enjoy it and encourage it. Just tell me in advance so we can do it together. We'll take this trip together, guys. You know what my other favorite scenes are? When the cop asks him his name, he says, "Hey, ain't it back there on the license plate?"
Yeah.
That's not how they do things.
How high are you that you don't remember your own name?
And I've
never been that high.
Right in front of the cop, "Hey man, how long does this shit last?"
Yeah.
I have definitely said that out loud, way louder than I should have, but never in front of the cop. He just literally gets in the hat. I love when he got in the car to drive to the house next door. Like he did a big U-turn.
Yeah, they did a huge U-turn. They could have just not got in the car and walked to the house next door.
Yeah.
They were parked in front.
Yeah. What kind of bird do you think that was?
What?
That was talking.
That strawberry head?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It didn't look like a parrot, but it was talking.
It didn't look like a parrot, but it was talking. So
do other birds talk?
I don't know. I know back in the day, a family member of mine had a fucking talking parrot. This thing's name was Baby Bird. And it would fucking sing. It would sing, "Oh, what a bird, baby bird," and it would sing that to itself. And sometimes it would be like 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. And you just hear, "Oh, what a bird!" Like, shut the fuck up.
That's terrifying. But during the day, that would be like so cute.
And it would repeat other things, like something like, "Oh, I make coffee." Like, it would repeat you if it heard you. But when you're just sleeping, and you hear this fucking thing yelling in the middle of the night.
Okay. If birds can replicate human speech, I want to know.
I would get a parrot.
What other animals can replicate human speech, but just haven't yet?
Yeah. I would get a parrot, and I would teach it to say the most terrifying things at all times.
I could never have.
I would have it be like, you'd come to my house, and the parrot in the middle of the night would just be like, "Typically, I feast in darkness," and you'd be in the dark. You're like, "Is he gonna eat me? What's going on?" Like, the parrot is giving you clues, like, "Get out!"
That would be hilarious.
Run.
I could never own a bird though because I don't.
I want the parrot to yell, "I shot him 6 times!" Like.
Yeah, just teach the parrot horror movie quotes.
Yeah. I just want the parrot to terrify the shit out of everybody around it at all times. I just want the parrot to terrify people. Like, I would get a parrot and do terrible things with it. So we're not getting a parrot. Plus, they live to be like fucking old as shit.
I don't like birds. I could never have a bird.
Oh. Alfred Hitchcock ruined it for everybody. Scared everybody.
I didn't even see that movie until what, like a year or 2 ago?
That's true.
I just never liked birds.
She didn't see it till a year or 2 ago. I saw it. Yeah, I don't want a parrot anytime soon anyway. It's cool. Yeah, I don't know. What was the cop's catchphrase? "Shoot the moon." When he was trying to signal to the cops.
And he just yelled out the ban.
Yeah. And then when he buys the drugs, he says, "This stuff is so bad it'll put a hump on a camel's back." What? I've never had anybody tell me drugs saying that.
And then Chong was not stoned at all.
No.
Everyone else was wrecked. Chong's just sitting there like, "I don't feel nothing."
Yeah. They get deported to Tijuana. Oh. Not everything of this movie would be socially acceptable these days, would it? Because the Asian reporter's name, I don't know if you picked this up, was Toyota Kawasaki. Her name was just two car brands, Toyota Kawasaki.
That doesn't sound, but I don't know, traditional, Asian names. But if I had to guess, I wouldn't think that's a traditional name.
Yeah. According to Cheech, they just throw a bunch of silverware on the ground. And I don't think...
not everything about these movies are PC by today's standards.
I definitely don't think if you drop a fork on the ground, it goes Toyota.
Probably not.
Yeah. That's another thing we could teach a parrot if you just yell at 3 a.m. "Toyota Kawasaki, ah!" I'm like, what the fuck is the parrot on? Yeah, speaking of not PC things to do these days, they picked up hitchhikers multiple times in this movie. You picked up a hitchhiker on the side of the road, Emily? Man or woman these days?
No, I wouldn't pick up a hitchhiker just because you don't know.
Can I tell you, I've been the hitchhiker in the past, and just even getting in the car, being the hitchhiker, is still terrifying because you don't know whose fucking car you're going to get in.
Yeah, exactly. Even from the hitchhiker's perspective, if you get into a random person's car, you don't know. They could take you somewhere else.
Yeah.
But and I'm not saying all hitchhikers are like crazy people. Not at all. I'm just saying you never know who you're picking up.
I'm just saying.
And sometimes people use other people in scams.
Yeah, there's things these days that don't cross over anymore.
People set up scams.
The cop is stealing the drugs. They went to the police precinct to get the drugs from Gloria.
That happens probably all the time.
Gloria the cop. Then Cheech talks dirty on the radio.
Yeah.
Starts doing the sex voice. Me and Will, old Tomahawk Toro, used to work together at a movie theater, and they made the mistake of giving us radios, and I believe me and Will got on the radios one day, and I did my best impersonation of Carl from Sling Blade. All right, then, get some French fried potatoes. And Will's response was to be like Cheech, and he's just, oh, Theater 10's so fucking dirty. Like, needless to say, they did not let us have radios much longer.
I bet.
They were not happy. That's a true story. They were not happy. I think we said many things on those radios that you're not supposed to say. You're definitely not supposed to have the GM of the company call you an asshole on the radio, but it happened to me. Yeah. I guess after a certain while, they get fed up. The cops asked if they have any drugs in the car. Not anymore. Well, you can't say that to the cops.
You can't say that.
You can't say that to the cops then. You can't say it to the cops now. Where's the code name Hard Hat? Bye-bye, Lard Ass. So many good quotes.
Yeah.
You guys mind if I have a bite of your hot dog? Yeah.
The nuns, when Cheech and Chong are trying to cross back over the border into
throw
America,
the joint in her lap.
And he throws the joint out the car, and it lands in a car full of nuns. And the cops think that the nuns it's just a disguise.
Yeah. Earlier we talked about one scene, the rock concert, right?
Yes.
Was I the only one when the first band comes up and they're like the punkish band? Was I the only person that heard him saying "So Taco"?
I mean, I didn't.
He says "So Psycho."
Okay, I can't tell if he's saying "So Psycho" or "Soul Cycle."
Yeah.
But I did not hear "So Taco." Maybe other people did. I don't know.
That goes to show you that I'm a fat fuck and I smoke too much. Because all I heard was "So Taco." So, I'm guaranteeing you, whether it was Soul Cycle or So Psycho, it was definitely not So Taco.
Probably not.
Yeah, I'm a safe to bet. Yeah. Yeah, the van lights on fire, all the weed smoke leaked into the building. We got the earache, My Eye by Alice Bowie.
Not to mention it got the cops outside stoned as well.
Yeah, he yells, I am stoned.
Sergeant Stadenko was not happy about that.
He yelled, I am stoned.
Eventually, he just gave up and started eating
pizza. Because who doesn't like to eat pizza when they're stoned? I mean, come on. I read online that Cheech and Chong are the most tattooed artists on the human body anywhere, male or woman. They are the most artist, entertainer of any form tattooed on people's bodies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cheech and Chong.
I get what you're saying now.
Anywhere in the world, they're the most tattooed. Cheech and Chong met in Canada. Yeah, all the way back in 1968. They met in Canada. Back in December 78, Rolling Stone published an article saying Cheech and Chong written a sequel to Up in Smoke. No sequel has ever been produced. They had the movie sequel, they wrote it up. They had the script, they just never made it.
I would have loved to see a movie about like them touring with their
Pedro
band
and the Man. Anthony Stoner. They had the perfect name for the band. They could have been the Stoners.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on. Ivan Reitman conceived the movie Stripes as a Cheech and Chong project, but the duo wanted complete creative control, so Reitman told the writers to rewrite the film for Bill Murray and Harold Ramis. Guys, Stripes was originally going to be a Cheech and Chong movie.
I've still never seen Stripes. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
I've seen it many, many times, and to think of Cheech and Chong in Stripes would have been fucking incredible.
Wasn't there supposed to be a Cheech and Chong and Friday the 13th crossover?
Screenwriter Tom McLaughlin pitched a Friday the 13th sequel where Cheech and Chong would play camp counselors facing off against Jason Voorhees. A comedy horror movie in the vein of Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. So it would have been...
I would pay so much money to see that.
I would pay very good money to see that now.
I would, yeah, like today, I would...
Let them be the camp cook or the guys running the camp. They can just be two old hippies who open a camp to let people be with nature. And,
exactly.
And they want to teach the kids a different way, and they open this camp up, and Jason comes. I would watch that fucking movie today.
I would watch. Oh my god.
They better do it now before they get too old.
Where I could like produce a movie.
Yeah, that's the movie I'm doing first.
That's
without a doubt.
I would have loved to see that. Oh.
That would have been incredible.
That would have been like the best movie ever.
I wish we would have got that movie, guys. I really do. What did you think of the ending of the movie?
I liked it.
We get the concert. We get them. They kicked ass at the concert.
They did good at the concert.
They got stoned.
Cheech. I think you know what? It ended. I think it ended good because honestly, I can relate to like dropping something lit into my lap.
Yeah.
I've burnt clothes before.
Oh yeah.
From like a joint and shit like that. Yeah. So like.
Would you watch this movie again, Emily?
Yeah. I would definitely watch this
again.
Would
you recommend it?
One of those classics. Yeah, I would recommend it.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle?
Definitely a thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up all the way. I would watch it again. I watch it often. I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen, go watch it. Like I said, stoned, sober, young, old, it doesn't matter. It's enjoyable to anybody who enjoys comedy and has an open mind to just laughing and having a good time. You will like this movie. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend going out watching the next movie. Still Smoking. Nice Dreams is pretty good. Things Are Tough All Over. They're all pretty good. Anything Cheech and Chong or Yellowbeard. I think that was another one they did. Precision Brothers. Far Out Man. Go watch them. Watch the animated movie. Watch anything Cheech and Chong you can get your hands on. Because there's not many good comedy duos these days. And I don't know if I can think of many better or even close to Cheech and Chong. What do you think? Can you think of a better comedy duo?
I mean, I can think of comedy duos in general, but as far as what Cheech and Chong have done,
I don't think I can think of a more iconic duo. Maybe Abbott and Costello.
As far as this kind of brand of comedy goes,
I definitely think there's bigger ones, but for me, one of my favorite ones, without a doubt, it's Cheech and Chong. It's Abbott and Costello and probably Chris Farley and David Spade. Those are probably my three top comedy teams, honestly.
I can't think of the two actors' names, but in the movie March of the Wooden Soldiers, you know that movie.
Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah, love Laurel and Hardy.
I like those guys too.
That's another one of those box sets I have to get. They're awesome.
Oh, I can't remember the one movie, but there was this one movie that they were in. It was like a ghost ship or something like that.
I forget off the top of my head. I know what you're talking about.
But I like those too.
They also did a movie recently about Laurel and Hardy. Stan and Ollie is called, and John C. Reilly's in it. He's incredible in it. Yeah, go out of your way. Guys, it's 420, so light them up, smoke them up, watch some Cheech and Chong, watch some Laurel and Hardy, watch Abbott Costello, watch some Tommy Boy, hell, watch the Three Stooges. That's another.
What's the other
comedy trio?
Chris Farley one? Is it called Black Sheep?
Black Sheep.
I like that one too.
You can't go wrong with Chris Farley. Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, Beverly Hills Ninja, Almost Heroes. Anything Chris Farley's in, go watch him in a van down by the river. Watch him wherever you need to watch him. Chippendales with Patrick Swayze. Anything Chris Farley. Get out there and watch. Watch anything Cheech and Chong. Help us, help you. Let's all celebrate 420 together. At some point in the future, we will cover more Cheech and Chong. Guarantee that. That's all I have for Cheech and Chong. Emily, Up and Smoke. Do you have anything else for Up and Smoke?
Just that it's one of those classic movies that if you're celebrating 420, you should definitely watch.
Yeah.
Even if it's not 420.
You should watch it anyway.
It's a classic. You can't go wrong.
Yeah. Guys, we will be back soon for the Taking You Back podcast. Got some more coming up that we're trying to work on. We're trying to get Almost Famous out there soon. I think we're working on that. Eventually, we're going to get The Crow out there. I forget what else we had lined up for Taking You Back. We had some other ideas. Midnight in the Podcast of Evil. We're working on. We got Nightmare on Elm Street coming up. We got The Howling coming up. Critters somewhere. We got some coming up. We're working on some stuff. If we ever get caught up on that, I got some other ideas for more stuff, but we're going to try to get caught up on stuff first. But that's all we have for the 420 double feature. Hopefully you visited us for show 1, Freddy Got Fingered, where we celebrated 20 years of Freddy Got Fingered, Tom Green anniversary. And hopefully you joined us for Cheech and Chong, guys. Emily, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Guys, if you got them, light them up. Smoke them if you got them. And let's go up and smoke together. Thank you guys for joining us.